guys, welcome to another episode of Breakfast with the Boys, but it's a special episode of Breakfast with the Boys. It's more like dinner with the gentlemen. Is that
dinner
what
with
we're
the
calling
gents,
this? Dinner
baby?
with the gents.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I just want to say that we had recorded an episode yesterday, Tuesday night to come out for Wednesday morning, but then some big stuff with the website happened. Jack and I, Jay couldn't be there. We were like, you know what, why don't we just push it tonight? We'll get Jay here. We'll talk about everything that went down at tarpsoffsports.com. Guys, before we get into this, though, I want to implore you to hit the subscribe button and hit the like too. We appreciate that, but
there's some comments in there.
Yeah, of course. We had a little problem though, boys. A little problem came up today. I guess it was last night. Gord Miller of TSN, who I gotta say is a fantastic announcer. I know Jack's gonna roll his eyes here. We've already discussed this. But
no, I think he's a fantastic announcer. But continue.
Yes, he's fantastic. He made a comment. Someone asked him, would you go on Spit and Chicklets? And he's like, no, anything to do with Barstool, I'm out. And that was fine. And then he just elaborated. It was like a thread of how many texts, Jack? How many texts were in that?
I think it was 5 or 6, maybe more.
Yeah, he just kept going and kept going. And I want to make sure that I get exactly what I said correctly. So I'm just looking at it. But this is what I said. And I'm going to tell you what an impact this had and how many people this apparently hurts or whatever, because the cancel culture people are all fucking pissed. No one is afraid to speak out about Barstool. Literally not one person, because Gord Miller was like, my comment today about not wanting to associate with Barstool has prompted a lot of text, emails, and calls. And he's basically said that they're okay with rape culture and misogyny and racism, which is all bullshit. And you shouldn't.
Where are they okay with rape culture?
Never, dude. Nobody's fucking okay with that has a brain. And if they do, and if they are okay with that, they should be in jail. But yeah, so I said, no one's afraid to speak out about Barstool. Literally not one person. Twitter is filled with Barstool hate. It would be a shame if Stool Presidente sent Vindog after Gord Miller. A real shame. This is before he actually sent Vindog after Gord Miller. I'm like, honestly, though, imagine thinking you're finally the one standing up to Barstool. Okay, boomer. That's what I said, which I say to my dad when he takes pictures of his food and videos of his food on Facebook. Listen, I like Gord Miller. I think he's just an old guy that doesn't really understand the social media climate, whatever. Jay, at this very moment, this was so problematic. It has 256,852 impressions and 9,720 engagements. And it's of all the shit I say, that's pretty light, man. Yeah. But Sarah Sivian from The Athletic got a hold of it and
told you to seek help.
Yeah, seek help coming from that girl is a very strange comment. But we're gonna we went pretty hard at them in the last episodes, of the attack of the simp mutants and stuff like that. I'm kind of feeling taking the high road a little bit, but
no, we got a trilogy going on here. We have a trilogy.
And honestly, I've seen a video of Sarah Sivian where she shouldn't be telling anybody to seek help.
No, and that's that's a video where it's it's explicit in a sense that if you know what to look for in that video, you're gonna know what's fucking going on. But me personally, I've been through some bad shit in that, and it's I don't, I'm not Perez Hilton. Because people in this industry that we go at these people, sometimes things get sent to me like that, right? But I ain't Perez Hilton. I'm not trying to put that out on her. What I am trying to put on her is what the fuck is her problem with us? We have nothing to do with you. I don't understand why.
She's woke.
No, but why can't they just not consume our content?
That was my thing.
Go ahead, Jay.
Exactly why. I come from the more outsider perspective where, I'm not too fully indulged in certain areas, especially more the hockey side than anything, because I'm more basketball full, football full. But my perspective was more How did you get involved? How did you see this? And why did you react the way you did? The only respectful thing that I can give in this whole scenario is the followers, because the followers pull through, and each person and whoever they follow, each person's own opinions. Like
Yeah.
Barstool has their own opinions, and when they come out, their followers come out and they're very passionate. The same person, whatever her name was, her followers came out in full force and were having her backs. So I can never see a bad side in that perspective, because everyone has their own backs on whoever they follow. But
Mhm.
I just don't get how. That was my
Well,
only
the
thing was
fucking
how did
bullshit
how did she
thing.
find it?
Well, no,
Oh,
listen,
they're
like,
looking.
dude, they're looking for us. Like, this has been a long time coming. But my problem is not even with the cancel culture people like Sarah Sivian and Rachel, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
and
shout out
Marissa,
to
whatever.
Rachel for watching the stream tonight. Thank
Yeah, it
you
was
for
good to see her
supporting.
for coming in. Yeah, it was nice to see her. I don't know, man. It's just like, if you don't like it, don't like. I don't like The Athletic. Like, so any of their podcasts or whatever, I don't fuck with, right? Like, I'll joke around here and there, but like, we bust balls around here. Like what I said about Gord Miller, I feel is so minute. And I feel like it's a dangerous spot when you can't even have an opinion that differs from these people, man. Like, it's really like, today's the first time. And listen, I don't give a fuck. These people can say whatever they want, do whatever they want, whatever. It is what it is. But like, today was the first time that I was like, yo, these people are like they're kind of fucked up, man. Like,
If you're not with their opinion, you're the
yeah,
complete
that's
opposite
so
side of the world. Kind of
dangerous,
thing.
man. Like, I'm
Yeah.
old enough to remember when you didn't talk about religion and politics and bullshit like that. And now it's fun to talk about, like, on this show we talk about like entertainment and situations and shit that don't really involve us. But that's like gossip, celebrity entertainment.
Yeah,
We all
legit.
like that stuff. Like, that's what you sign up for. But what I said tonight is so minute compared to other things that I've said in the past. Like I don't understand how it got that attention.
And Mancuso, you like Gord Miller. Like, you respect him as an announcer. I'll be honest, I fucking don't. He wears a fucking mask in his profile pic. He's a spineless coward that's just doing this for likes. He's doing it for likes. He's doing it for retweets. He's trying to be woke because that's what's in right now. He's trying to be a part of the hockey community because, unfortunately, hockey fans let it get to this point where the woke hockey media that hate the sport overrun it. And Gord Miller's just feeding into that because he knows that's what's popular right now. I highly doubt that's how he really feels. I honestly think he's just a spineless coward. I think he's the worst. He's bad for the sport, and so is The Athletic.
Not only does he work for Bell Media, which is a whole other topic, but he works for NBC Sports, the same NBC Sports that was covering up years of like sexual abuse from Matt Lauer, the same NBC who refused to post Harvey Weinstein when it first came out. And Gord Miller and all these fucking assholes are going to be the ones to come at Barstool. And then because we defend Barstool and we like to talk out, everyone's like, oh, you guys are diet Barstool, this, that, and the other. Dude, I don't think we're like Barstool at all. Like, I think we're more closer to like an Outkick than we are Barstool. Now, I don't even like Clay Travis. I think Clay Travis is a bit of a fuckhead sometimes, but like the other writers on his staff that cover sports, I don't mind, but like, it's just such an easy shot for them. But it's like, bro, at the same time, like, that's a guy who started a blog company from a newspaper that was worth nothing and then went like worth $450 million. Like, if we're the Walmart or Diet Coke version of that, like, hopefully that's like $100 million. Like,
Yeah.
yo, sign me the fuck up. I'll be the RC Cola of that. I don't give a shit. Like, that's what I mean. And all these people are like, oh, you're trying to get his attention. It's like, no, dude, I wouldn't take a job at Barstool.
I don't even follow Barstool or Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, you don't even.
And I do
like, I'm the
like
one.
Dave Portnoy.
I'm the one that
real.
The mask.
I'm the one that likes Like, I like some Barstool, but dude, there's tons of guys at Barstool I can't stand. There's probably more people I can't stand at Barstool than I like. But what I appreciate is the fact that no matter what their people say, they let them say it. And it's like, oh, because I appreciate that and I let you guys say whatever you want, all of a sudden, like I'm sucking Dave Portnoy's dick. Like, no, I'm not. Like, I don't give a fuck about, like, if he ever came at us for something, he'd get treated the same way as everybody else, man. Like, I don't have like a fucking allegiance to anyone at Barstool. Like, I just don't. Like, like, it's such a cheap layup from people. And it's like, oh, why? Because we like fun too. We have to be Barstool. It's like, no, man, we're going to create our own way, which is through interactive live streams, right? Like, that's what I'm all about, is just our interactive streams. Like, Barstool's not interactive at all. Yeah, what's interactive about Barstool? Most of those guys will big dick you if you try to talk to them.
And
99%.
Yep.
We got some shit cooking over here. So yeah, our MMA department's about to get fucking spicy at tarpsoffsports.com. So like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to really be in hockey media for much longer. And it's a good thing. I'm not welcome there. I honestly think like Don Cherry's gone now to like his podcast and that, like, I'm not even trying to be facetious or put myself on like any pedestal, but like, who's more hated in hockey than me right now? It's pretty crazy. I mean, I hate a lot more people than you in hockey, but I guess from the media sense,
who's hated more than me right now?
Honestly, probably you, even over Don Cherry, because he's not really. I mean, he has the Grapevine podcast, but
and the people, and he has way more views than us, and that's because he has way more people that just love him. But like, the woke people are done with him. Like, dude, like we're like the fresh meat. Like they obviously hate Portnoy, but then when it comes to people that are just like have a hockey podcast and that, like, dude, it's kind of fucked up when you got like Steve Dangle and like really big people.
Oh yeah, Steve Dangle
like coming in there at you, like James Myrtle.
And how bad is Steve Dangle? How much does that guy suck? Like, no, listen, I fucked up though. I fucked up though. I did. I agree. Did fuck up. I fucked up. I shared an email of a guy applying, but then he had liked something anti us, and I shared it. But in the email underneath his name, and I don't wear my glasses enough. Like, they're sitting fucking right. They're sitting right here, right? I don't wear them enough. It had his phone number and email, and when I first shared it, I didn't black that out. That was bad. But then, like, I made sure to black it out and then repost it, though. Like, fuck it. Like, I don't care. I'm still gonna post it. But like, and that guy like, sucks too. I hate all these woke people that think I can't stand Dangle.
Yeah, I really don't like that guy. He's Dangle's one of those guys that like just made his way by like yelling, like, you know, like remember when the internet. Oh yeah, I don't like his stuff. It's not my favorite.
He sucks.
He doesn't suck because he's like making money doing what he likes, but like I hate what makes money doing what people like. Like, so it's like he's good at what sells now, but what sells now sucks. So like, Jack, you are right. Like,
yeah, he sucks.
But Jay, what did you take from all of it? Like, what I said, was it that bad?
So my perspective is, I don't think it was that bad. What I respect the most out of you is you give your own opinion and you don't follow anyone's lead. You don't give a fuck. That's the thing. You just say what's on your mind and that's it. But when you say what's on your mind, other people don't take that. They strictly don't agree, and it's either their way or the highway. And that's where the negativity came into play, is you said your opinions and everyone came at you and basically just said you were wrong. That's what I didn't like. No one agreed with you, but disagreed. No one said, you know, I understand where you're coming from, but here's the reason why.
Only one guy was like, I get why you would feel like that. I'm like, man, I'm not even mad about him saying that. It's the fact that he reaffirmed the point and was making it like he was the first guy to discover that Barstool's controversial. Like, dude,
first guy that discovered
we have multiple guys at Tarps Off that like would grab Joe Biden by the wiener and like bow down to him. And like, we have guys at Tarps Off that like Trump, and it's like these people, it's like the people on the right can accept how we are and have Newell and have like McLovin who fucking loves Joe Biden and that, like they can accept that. But then like, it's like these people on the left, like they just can't accept that I'm right of having my he/him pronoun, straight pronoun in my bio. And it's like, dude, like if we met in person, I would get along with most of these people, but like their behavior on Twitter is like
Yeah,
lewd and it
it's
just makes me
madness.
mad. Like the only thing I feel bad about is sharing that email. And like I wish that I would have blacked it out sooner, although like I'm glad Dangle called it out fast
Yeah,
and I
but you
got it.
can raise your hand in that scenario and say, I fucked up. That's my
Oh yeah,
bad.
they would never admit
Yeah.
that. And I was like,
No.
yeah, that's bad. Like, fuck that guy who applied for us. I remember I showed him to Jimmy the Prince, and Jimmy the Prince is like, yo, that guy's woke as fuck. Fuck that guy, Chris. What's wrong with you? You know what he's like, Jack?
Exactly. And that is
He's
what's
like,
wrong with the
what?
media. We
What the
don't want you.
fuck?
It's like, dude, you're complaining like all you could give me was exposure. That's all you're worth. We don't want you. We don't like, I'm glad you found two companies that value you because we
I
really
do, I
don't.
do.
We don't value woke fucking bullshitters. And that's what you are. You're a woke bullshitter. We don't value you. So we're both glad that we did not meet because I don't like you either, bro.
Yeah. And it is what it is. And you know, when these things happen, you get all sorts of threats and this and that. And it is scary, man. Like, you know, some people said some shit to me today that was like pretty serious. And like my girlfriend has Twitter, right? And she sees that and she's like, well, what the fuck? Like, are these people going to try to find out where you live and shit? Like, it does become like that. But like, at the same time, I'm the kind of guy who sleeps with a baseball bat at the end of his bed. So it's like, come find me, bro. I'll fucking like, it's different. I ain't some guy who works at the Athletic, but it is what it
Oh,
is, man. It is what it is. It's been a crazy week. We
yeah.
saw, speaking to the cancel culture, Bill Burr, give away an award at the Grammys this past week,
Screwing
and it
up a
was
name.
for he screwed up a Latina name. And listen, he sounded like me and Jack trying to pronounce some of the names in MMA. It's like, bro, listen, white guys, we don't do good with names, like just white, straight, regular guys. Like, you know, everybody hates those guys, but it's like, it's not our fault, man. Like we weren't educated that way. Like I'm terrible at names that just aren't like straight out of
Normal.
Canada.
Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not like Smith or Watson or
Yeah.
Johnson, like I'm gonna be like, sorry, I don't
It's
know.
like
Like,
it's like you're going through high school and every single substitute that comes into play, like, oh geez, Jack, oh, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this last name. They make that
remember?
same joke for kindergarten through 12th grade, and you just get used to it. And you're like, yeah, here's what it is.
Yeah, but Bill Burr though, because he did say, you know, he messed up the name, and then he's like, I bet you all the feminists are like, ah, what's this sin white male doing up there? And that's how I feel we are in the hockey world. And it's like Bill Burr goes up at the Grammys, and then people start saying, cancel Bill Burr. He's a racist. He's a misogynist. He's everything else. It's like, bro, Bill Burr's wife is African American. His baby is half African American. Like he's got a mulatto child.
He's a comedian. At the end of the day, he's just a comedian. He's gonna make light of the situation. He doesn't take one thing more side than the other. And Joey Diaz has gone on the Joe Rogan podcast before and said the same exact thing. Right now, we're living in a cancel culture where you say the wrong thing, it's going to upset people. But at the end of the day, you're still going to make things that, makes people laugh. Nothing offensive towards one person than the other. And that's how the same thing I see it.
That's how I feel too, man. It's like, why are we all flipping out? It's like, why am I so fucking bad? And why are guys like Bill Burr so bad just for saying how they feel, man? It's a weird time to be alive, certainly. But it is what it is also, man. Like you can't get your panties in a bunch about it. There's always going to be people unhappy. At the end of the day, Bill Burr's worth fucking a zillion dollars. Like, you
I'm
know
gonna
what I
be
mean?
honest for a second. My headphones were like screwing up. My mic was screwing up, and I couldn't hear you guys anymore. But the Bill Burr shit coming back into this, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, dude, come on. Are you really gonna call him racist? Like, look at his family. You really think he's
I know.
racist? And I
I
saw
know
this
his mulatto.
this rough fucking ridiculous comment on Twitter about how him having a black wife makes him more racist. And that is honestly the most racist comment I've ever fucking seen in my life. And that guy should be the one getting canceled, not Bill Burr. Bill Burr is a comedian.
That's right.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes comedy's edgy. And honestly, you know what? Somebody said this to me the other day. Comedy is a reflection of what's funny at that time. So you shouldn't get mad at comedians. You should get mad at the public because what they're saying, what's funny at that time, is a reflection of society in that day.
That's so weird
Yeah,
because
I think that's
while
true.
your mic cut out, I said that same exact quote.
Yeah, he did.
Did you actually?
No.
Oh,
I
you got me.
tried to keep a
Honestly,
straight face.
I couldn't fucking hear you guys for like a minute and 30.
Oh, bro, that's so funny.
But that's a great quote nonetheless, and thank you for sharing that. But I totally agree.
It's not my quote. Thank you, John.
Yeah. Yes. But nonetheless, still a great quote. And it's crazy how true it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
100%.
man, it's fucked.
But
It's messed up in the sense that, like, you know, why do things that happened in the past get held to today's standards? Like, people are more educated now about things, and you know, I think people do put more of an emphasis on, like, let's not be fucking racist and let's not be fucking this and that. And it's like, I totally agree. I totally
100%.
agree with, like, that's how it should be. But, like, you know, like 15, 20 years ago, jokes were different. Like, go watch Saturday Night Live with Chevy Chase and fucking
Dude, jokes were
Richard
different in
Pryor.
2000
Like,
They were different in 2016. It wasn't even
yeah,
that
of
long ago,
course. Like, that's exactly it, man. Like, what you just said is absolutely true. Look at 2016. Like, that was a different time. Now it's different.
It's
You saw it
completely
with the
different.
girl in The Bachelor who just won The Bachelor and then got broken up with. You know, she went to an Old South party or whatever, and the African American bachelor still picked her. And then the host of the show, like basically like the Ryan Seacrest of The Bachelor, he says, you know, she made a mistake going to that party, and those parties aren't good, but she's not racist. And he's canceled.
How is he? All right. Maybe you agree with him. Maybe you disagree with him. Either way, how is he canceled for that? He was just like, well, hold on. Let's hear her side of the story, basically. And now he's fucking canceled and he lost his job just for that. Don't we think that's a little fucking extreme?
I think it's very extreme. Yeah, 100%. It's fucked up.
yeah, it's pretty nuts, especially considering he's been the face of the show for so long, never
just-
made a wrongdoing, and now, you know, he says one thing that might be fine to some people, but it's the thing is it upsets some people, and because it upsets some people and it's not totally accepted, he has to step away indefinitely. It's so fucked up in the end.
It is really fucked up, man. It's like, why?
I
I don't
fucking
get it.
love how people can have their own opinions, but I hate how anyone who has their own opinions that's not on the same path as every single person else in this entire world gets canceled. It's a joke.
It's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
What's the point at the end of the day if we can have our you know, free speech and you can say what you want if you really can't say what you want?
Nah, it's
You're
a great
either
point.
our way or the highway. That's the thing. It's and that's why I hate debating nowadays, because you're either this way or you're that way. There's never, I agree with what you're saying. Here's my opinion.
I gotta agree with you, Guacamole Jay.
I
It's
completely agree.
Fucked up. And you know who really always crosses the line with this cancel culture stuff, but then like ignores things on another end? And you guys are Boston guys. LeBron James.
I knew exactly where you're going
LeBron
with
James is part owner of the Boston Red Sox now. He's in LA, Los Angeles, and he buys part of a team in Boston while playing for the Lakers. Like, I feel like that's a huge miss.
We actually had recorded this episode yesterday, but then we had to re-record it, and I
Yeah, my
ripped
bad, I
my
suck.
Red Sox jersey in half. So
Yeah,
it's
like, how do you
it's already
have-
ripped in half.
Can
I
you
can't-
put it backwards now and re-rip it in half for us, like for this pod?
Yeah, I think you
Um,
need to get it ripped out.
And
not-
you know, I don't want to like shout out your muscles or anything here. I'm just asking you.
But like, I think you should at least be able to rip a shirt now if
Yeah.
you're
No,
strong. like,
Dude, this is the shirt from like pre 2004. This is one of those thick ones.
Hey man,
It took
no
a
excuses here if you
lot.
can't do
it
it.
was that thick cotton.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's tearing.
I
but
want it on your
It's just
body, and I
not
want you to.
going.
I want you to go like that.
It's just not budging, man. I don't know what to tell you. Jay, you need to come over here and rip
Listen,
this
man,
shirt,
if this sweatshirt wasn't free 99, I'd rip it in half. But
Well,
because
Jay,
it
I
was,
also don't bench like fucking 500 pounds like you. I mean,
That's true.
listen, all I gotta
cut
say
me
is
some slack.
fucking LeBron's an amazing athlete. I've never said he wasn't a great athlete. I might have questioned his morals every now and then,
He sucks.
or agreed with his morals, whatever the case may be. I've hated him more in my life than I have not in my life, especially because
Yeah.
I'm a Boston Celtics fan at heart. But does this mean I have to like LeBron now? Is this what it means?
No,
Because I'm
no,
cheering for
no
the
one
Red
should
Sox
like.
and I want the Red Sox to do good. I'm a Boston guy, like I said. I'm going to root for the Sox no matter what. I'm never going to follow unless you're Tom Brady. Shout out the GOAT.
Facts.
You should leave the Red Sox because of
But-
LeBron James.
But now it's like, so I have like, how much did he buy in the Sox? Do I have that much percent in me to like him? So if he bought 15% in the Sox with his business partner, do I have 15% love for LeBron? Is that what it means?
From the numbers I saw, it looks like it's 5%.
Okay,
But
so
that's like
I'll gladly say, all right,
that's like
5%.
my math.
5%. I love LeBron. I'll say it right now. 5%
It could be
of me
more.
loves
I
LeBron
mean-
James. 5%.
I can.
That's it.
I like him
That-
0%. I'm going for the Blue Jays now.
Oh,
I haven't chose a team yet. I'm gonna base it off like how my sister bases teams. I'm gonna base off which logo I like, which looks good on a hat, because I fed my hat to my parents' dog Carlo. He enjoyed the Red Sox hat for dinner the other night.
That's
I
amazing.
ripped my jersey in half, or my T-shirt.
No
whatever you wanna
LeBron
call
in
it.
Boston. He doesn't belong.
What-
And
No
John
LeBron.
Henry shouldn't have sold to him. And in my opinion, I don't even think John Henry, while LeBron James is playing in LA for the Lakers, should have even sold. Like, it's like all those people like LeBron fans. Oh, LeBron owns Boston, so we had to buy the Red Sox. Like, you're telling me there wasn't some old ass fucking white guy with $1 billion that would have put that same fucking investment into Fenway Sports? Like, come on, man. You had to sell to LeBron James. Like, that bums me out so bad.
Oh, it sucks. And like, people in Boston hate LeBron. I think most people hate LeBron. Honestly, like LeBron, his favorite person is himself. He only talks about himself. He's the most selfish man on the planet. It just sucks to see him own like a team that you like, because he's such a piece of shit of a human being. He only speaks up for the like social issues that affect him. Like, he's happily letting those kids work in sweatshops to support him in with Nike. He sucks. He's a grade A piece of shit.
No, so I agree that he's a piece of shit in certain areas. I like that he gives back in the long run.
He does. He does. Do.
I don't like how, like you said, it always comes back to him, and he only speaks on issues that affect him. My question is, the
He
percentage that
sucks.
that he bought, what does he get to do? Does that mean like the money he invests buys the uniforms for the team? The money he invests, he has.
I don't even
say
give a
in who they
shit.
sign? Like,
I'm burning everything Red Sox
This
I
is
own.
what
I
I just-
fed my hat to Carlo, my parents' dog. I ripped my T-shirt in half. I would have fed it to Pasta too, but he's a puppy and he can't chew that shit because it's too tough for him right
listen,
now.
You give Pasta Miggs the opportunity, he might be able to. But what I'm saying is, what he bought into, what the hell does he get to do in the long run? Does he
Nothing
actually
really. It
make a
just
profit? Like,
sucks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'll make a profit for sure.
He'll make a
whatever
big profit.
percentage, Yeah.
LeBron
and I-
James is a great businessman.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has great
Yeah,
people
no, he's
around him.
great.
He does.
but I just don't get it. Like, what's the point if you're trying to get into a business? And he came out and said, I want to. Well, he came out and said, I want to own a franchise. I know how to run a franchise. I know how to get people, on your team. But doing this, besides getting your foot in the sports franchise like area, what else does it do for you?
Hot
At
take
all.
and fucking rude awakening, Guacamole J. I bet you LeBron James retires a Celtic. I bet he comes to the Celtics and he ruins that fucking
The
franchise
fuck?
too.
That's the worst take ever. Why would we ever
That's a
sign him right now?
terrible take.
I bet you at the
How much
end
you want
of
to
his
bet?
career.
How much you want to bet?
I bet you at the end of his career, when he sucks, he comes over to the Celtics and he
All
retires
right,
a Celtic.
let's make a bet. All right, let's make a bet. How much you want?
How, $10.
$5,000. I'll bet $5,000.
$5,000. That's expensive.
I'll
Jack
bet
wants to do 10 grand. Guacamole J. Our
No,
Guacamole J
10
wants to do 10
bucks.
grand, and he wants
10
to do
bucks in bragging rights.
I'll do $10 in bragging. I'll just do bragging rights for all I care. Jesus, if I can hang this one all over your head, I don't give a shit. about the rest.
$5,000.
Yeah, but
bragging rights, $5,000 plus pasta makes. Those are the three.
if it doesn't go your way.
Yeah. No, if it doesn't go my way, I'm totally fucked. Like I'm making such a big bet in my favor. But
That's
all right,
so
game on.
funny.
Game on.
Speaking,
Yeah, no, I don't.
speaking of totally fucked, Guacamole J, you know what's totally fucked?
What?
Is that the Grammy Awards were going on. 1 week removed from Mr. Potato Head being canceled, 1 week removed from Pepe Le Pew being
this is-
canceled, and 1 week removed from Lola Bunny being turned from like a good looking sports bunny into just like a regular empowering bunny. Cardi B and Megan the Stallion performed their WAP, which everybody knows stands for wet ass punan, but it doesn't mean punan, but the other word. And legitimately, I'm pretty sure I was watching it on CBS. Like they zoomed like right into these girls' like buttholes essentially.
Yes.
But like a cartoon skunk, like you guys brought up last week, is offensive. How does this all work? Because the same people that are complaining about the book are telling me that Cardi B and Megan the Stallion are like empowering, and it's like, well, if they're empowering, then why isn't like Pepe Le Pew like the most empowering skunk of all time?
Exactly. I mean, you go out and you cancel. Was it Dumbo? You cancel Aladdin. You cancel Pepe Le Pew.
Dr. Seuss books.
Dr. Seuss. You cancel Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. You cancel all these freaking things, and then you go out and do this. What the fuck?
It's ridiculous. And honestly, let's talk about Cardi B. What did Cardi B say in an interview? That she drugs people and steals their money?
Yeah, she apparently, when she was a stripper or whatever, used to like bring guys back to their hotels, like she was gonna hook up with them, drug them, and like rob them. And like all I can think about is like, I remember seeing Mr. Huxtable, fucking Bill Cosby, like go to jail for the rest of his life for doing the same thing. And like, good, he should. That's illegal.
He may have done a little more than just mugged them.
But like, still, that's so.
It's
still a huge assault,
still
and
awful.
it's so violating. It's like,
Oh,
no,
Cardi
exactly.
B is
No,
not
I wasn't.
empowering.
No, exactly. Okay, I wasn't trying to exactly like I'm trying to make
No, I
this
know.
like Bill Cosby's a monster, and like why isn't she considered like she's celebrated?
She should be
and, like,
considered a monster. She
I
should
know
be in prison, not have her butthole be empowering to women. That's fucking bonkers. If you think her asshole is empowering to women, there's something fucking wrong with you.
I don't know, man. I saw that asshole and I was like, I want to get the day, man. This is the day.
If you think her butthole is empowering, there's something fucking wrong with you.
It doesn't make sense.
I was like,
to me.
you know what? I'm gonna climb Mount Kilimanjaro this year because I just saw that butthole on Cardi B.
That
I'm
asshole made
empowered.
me want to do this. Yeah. It's like, how in any right mind you want to cancel a potato from being a Mr. and a Mrs.
He already said what his gender was in Toy Story.
They misgendered him. I agree.
They're misgendering him.
It's just a big old question mark on society. It's, you see Cardi B and you see that and people go, oh, you go girl. And that's amazing. And like the power it's just there.
The butthole.
But then
power.
it's like you target a fucking toy who's been in multiple movies and it was never even the main scene of the movie. It was just, it's either a guy or girl. That's it.
And confirmed his gender.
Confirmed his gender. I don't know. That's where my own opinions get lost in this whole culture. Dr. Seuss creates books, and while maybe at the time they weren't wrong, it's a part of history that made us reflect in the long term. what we don't want to go back to. While I never saw it that way, some people did. Is you shouldn't cancel it. You shouldn't take it off the shelves because it's a part of history in the long run, where we
It's a
came
good
from
teaching
to what
moment,
we
Dude,
are.
you can buy Mein Kampf on fucking Amazon, but now you can't buy Dr. Seuss. What the fuck?
The Hitler book.
Yes, you can buy Mein Kampf, the Hitler book, but you can't buy Dr. Seuss. Are you like,
It's
what
totally
is
different.
wrong with
It's
people?
just totally different cultures, and it's very
Yeah, but
apparent
Hitler
that
was an
one
art
is-
student, so he's cool now, probably, because all these hipsters fucking are art students.
Like, am I crazy? Am I fucking nuts? You can buy Mein Kampf, but not fucking Dr. Seuss, and a potato's canceled, but Cardi B's asshole is fucking empowering? Am
think
I
it's-
the one that's crazy? What
it
the
must be
fuck is
because like
wrong?
carbohydrates are canceled in like 2020 and 2021. Just everyone's
Yeah,
canceling
everything's
out the
about
carbs.
soy. It's just
Yeah.
soybeans. It's just
Soybeans,
soybeans
almonds,
lattes. Yeah.
cashews. Yeah.
Yeah, almond milk and soybean casserole, boys. It's all nuts. Guys, I want to thank you guys for joining this special late edition of Breakfast with the Boys, which we call Dinner with the Gents because it is dinner time. We're recording. It's been an interesting few months at Tarps Off, but keep your eyes out for a big announcement. Our MMA division is about to get a lot bigger. And you know what? Everybody who doesn't like us, like, instead of trying to cancel everything and fuck with everybody, like, just turn it off. If you don't like what I gotta say, turn it off. Cause like, believe me, like the same people that are obsessed with me, buddy with his change hockey culture shirt, the Bruins fan and whatever, like the guy who's obsessed with me, it's like, dude, I don't listen to any of your content because I don't give a fuck about you. And like, you should feel the same about me. Like, it ain't that serious. So if you're watching this, which I'm sure you're gonna, and you're one of those cancel culture people, like, take a step outside, put the phone down, like, the sky will be blue. It's going to be sunny. Like, life is better than being a miserable fuck all the time. Guys, I want to let you know to go to tarpsoffsports.com, hit subscribe here in the video, and make sure you're here every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. to have breakfast with the boys. I'm Chris Mancuso. That's Jack Gotzel and Jay Guacamole, and we out of here.